is they mix the air. So in inversion, in a temperature inversion, at about 20 feet, the temperature of the air might be warmer than at 5 feet off the ground. That happens a lot, especially near the edges of cliffs like this. So if you have that, and it's freezing down here, and it's a little bit above freezing up here, the best way to fix that is mix the air. So then you get temperatures that are above freezing. These are very loud. Your neighbors will hate you. If you have a big vineyard, this is worth getting if it works where you are, but not necessary because you can use overhead irrigation to freeze the vine. And if you freeze the vine, it stays at exactly 32 Fahrenheit, so you don't get frost damage. The problem with the freezing the vine is that you have to, I said this in my talk yesterday, you have to run the water all night long. So if you don't have the water to do it, this is a better option. Now these are old ones, and you can see they used to be the engines in prop plants. They're diesel, they run off of diesel. They're loud as all hell. But they work. They
How
mix
many
the
do you
air.
need for 10 acres, let's say?
For 10 acres, you probably only need one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It depends on your topography.
Yeah.
But like a flat area, it can cover 10 acres.
Put it in the middle somewhere?
It depends. Sometimes you want to put it at the end so that you mix the air at that end, but the middle is good if it's like a flat area with not a lot of hillsides that have differential airflow down them.
So if you're on a slope, you'd probably want it at the bottom because that's where your cold is.
Yeah, I would do it at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yes, because then as the heat's coming off the hill, it's not always settling right away.
Mm-hmm.
So then if you're on the end over there, then near the hill it might be warm enough. Over there, it's not going to be, right? So yeah, there's a place in Anderson Valley that I work at that they have them. They tried this out. They have portable ones, and they put one at the top of the hill in a corner, and they put one at the bottom of the hill in a corner, and the one at the bottom of the hill worked better. So there's that.
They don't have to be intended, I think, that
They don't have to be
only
what?
one. Tendons, there are two of them.
Oh no, these are just, they don't use these here. I don't know why they have them.
That's how it hooks up.
These aren't working. This one works. This is a new version of them. This one runs off of propane. Obviously, there's propane right there. So this is much cheaper to run than those. Those run off of diesel fuel. Diesel fuel is very expensive now. So those are expensive. You also notice this one's taller, so it gets the inversion better. It mixes the inversion better. So this one is what could cover like 10 acres. That one probably 2 at most. Those are very short. So these are new, very expensive. If you don't have, 15 acres of land, 20 acres of land, it's probably not worth it to do this. I would just do overhead frost protection. But the more land you have, the more this is, and the less water you have too, the more effective this is.
Well, it sounds like it might make sense to volunteer to let them put a wind turbine on my property.
That's what I was thinking.
Make electricity and keep the inversion mixed up.
But the difference is the wind turbine is spun by the wind. This spins the wind.
Oh, okay.
If you have wind, you won't have the problem. That can be self-propelled or wind.
We have a lot of wind in Casper, I can tell you that. That's probably why it won't have as much of a cost.
Carolina, I said, North Carolina, you got your hurricane.
Oh, really? Wow.
Colder climates, what they do, if you go to a nursery and you ask for grapevines, a lot of the time they'll send you pre-grafted, they're called bench grafted grapevines. Those are ideal. If you're in a warm climate, that's great. If you're in a cold climate, it can be more beneficial to grow the rootstock first and then graft it in the field. And you graft it in the field by taking a bud from the scion you want and grafting it onto the rootstock. So that's what they tried to do here. The problem with that is if you don't do it before the 3rd year is up, then this rootstock kind of just takes over. If you grafted this, you would be fighting the buds that are coming off the rootstock for the rest of the vine's life, because there are now dormant buds all in here, and latent buds and sleeping buds, and everything that's in here is going to grow rootstock shoots, and rootstocks do not produce fruit. At least most of them don't. And the ones that do produce fruit make the worst fruit you've ever had in your life. It'll close up your throat. It has toxic chemicals in it, not toxic, but they're irritants, right?
Okay.
So what happened here was they were trying to field graft these, and then they forgot, or probably they didn't have the money to do it at some point, the researcher that planted them, and now they are just literally rootstocks. and not even in a good way. These are all the same rootstock. If they were all different, that would look really cool because then you get a different type of rootstock every 5 vines or something. But no, these are all one rootstock. I don't know what they are. They're probably 5BB or 5C. But now because they're so old, you cannot graft them and successfully get a vinifera scion off of them anymore. So that's one of the risks of field grafting, is if you don't do it in time, you end up with a situation where you just have to replace all of the vines now. So this is kind of a useless part of the vineyard now. I remember when they were planting them, it was very cool. They used the machine to plant them. But I don't know. Not great. And then we'll go to where the red cones are. Those are pretty cool.
So is this
normal to only have like the central wire?